Hi Founder fans, Jason here, and today's founder is John Jay, though more specifically, we're going to talk about Jay's gubernatorial campaign of 1792. Just to catch you up, John Jay was a founder from the beginning. He went to the First Continental Congress and signed the Articles of Association, the original boycott, though he wouldn't sign any of the more famous documents of the American Revolution. That's mostly because he went to Spain to help recruit them. He helped create New York's Constitution. He helped be the Articles of Confederation's Minister of Foreign Affairs, and then eventually he ended up being the first Chief Justice of the United States, which is probably where you and most Americans know him from. Now, 1792, while he is still Chief Justice of the United States, Alexander Hamilton nominates John Jay to be the governor of New York, at least the Federalist Party's candidate for governor of New York. An interesting side note, Aaron Burr, who was then a Federalist from New York, wanted to run as governor as a Federalist, but Hamilton chose his buddy John Jay instead. That was a very small step in a duel that would occur, 12 years later. But either way, John Jay does accept the nomination, and he runs. Now, when the votes come in, well, John Jay has a majority of the votes. Great, he should be governor, right? Wrong. 3 upstate counties were called out on a technicality. You see, the Constitution of New York State said at the time that for you to be elected as governor of New York State, the county's votes had to be delivered to the capital by the sheriff. Several of these counties, 3 of them, sent people who were not the sheriff. In fact, it was nearly impossible for them to, because in at least one county, well, the sheriff was elected the same day that they voted for governor and could not have accepted his position and gotten on horseback and delivered the votes in time for the deadline. So, based on these technicalities, Governor George Clinton remained governor for 2 more years, bringing his total, if I'm not mistaken, to 18 years from literally independence until 1794, when there's another vote had. At this point, still Chief Justice of the United States, John Jay has been sent by George Washington as an emissary to go to Great Britain, where he negotiated the Jay Treaty, which famously was looked down upon by most people, but still a very important treaty. So, Alexander Hamilton renominates John Jay for governor, and in absentia, he is elected over George Clinton as governor of New York. Just to put this bluntly, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States was in Great Britain negotiating a major treaty when he was elected governor of New York. That's like if Chief Justice John Roberts went to Iran to negotiate a treaty and was elected governor of California. And what's interesting is Jay resigned as Chief Justice of the United States to accept the position of governor because the governorship of your state was still, even though federal government had been brought together, and John Jay was one of the authors of a few of the Federalist Papers, the state was still so important to people's lives that they would rather have the position of governor of a state than Chief Justice of the United States, although I'm sure Chief Justice was an exhausting position at the time. Now, John Jay would actually hold the position of governor for 6 years before he retired to private life. But when he retired, now President John Adams renominated him to be Chief Justice, and he was unanimously voted to come back and be Chief Justice again, man. And he declined because after 30 years of service to his country, he wanted to spend some time in private life. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit like. Remember to subscribe. I put out videos like this 5 days a week. And I will be back with a new video for you on Monday.